Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to share this match for quite a while now, and finally today is the day to take you on a special journey through the bayou with me. Our story starts with a fresh red shirt powered by Quartermaster and Ghoul. We are running the Psychoghost inspired loadout of a crossbow with a Dolch precision, mixed bolts for our main weapon, and only standard ammunition for the semi-auto since we did not unlock the FMJ back then. What is so special about that match is not only do I spawn next to the single boss on Scupper Lake as a solo, but also that soon I will change my loadout to something I usually avoid playing, a Zongeist Spitzer. The rest of my loadout is almost standard for me these days. Knuckle Knife, Medkit, Alert Traps and Decoy Fuses for the tools, Vidshot, Dragshot, Antidote and an ammo box to make up for bad aim. Before chopping down the butcher with a World Axe, I place some traps around those lovely placed red barrels. While running around in that boss lair, I do not only find a cash register but also take notice of two special ammo crates. We will come back to that later. Let me tell you a little secret. I hate sitting inside of a boss lair after banishing. So I decide to leave this wet and dark spot and go outside for some hunting. But not before setting up some more traps, of course. By the way, bears must love these traps. At least they will confuse other hunters, I hope. I actually wanted to pay these faraway shooters a visit, but first I'm gonna get confused by the water, so I run straight across like a 1-star. Don't do that, and this is why. Gladly I jumped at the right second, so that Lebel is just hitting my right boot. I don't even bother to turn around and fight that Lebel with my Lily crossbow here. I just leave. And since the shots in front are kinda coming closer, that is still my destination. Must be a Sparks in the field or maybe in the big tower overlooking the healing cemetery. I'm moving slowly with open ears and using the crossbow to keep my noises low. And suddenly what we were waiting for. Steps are coming closer. Now be the bush. The ambush, of course. Sorry. Well, what can I say? Who the fuck would expect her to place a trap in the middle of nowhere? Of course, these traps usually work the best, but I feel I just missed that bolt because of that unpredictable move. And maybe because I didn't ADS. We'll never find out, okay? Anyways, she was missing some health, since she's a one-tap with Dolch. The Mountain Man is a wiggle professional, but still, Dolch value right there. Spam the ham. Some words on the Dolch maybe. I never played it because it was very expensive and felt like a waste of money. But nowadays, as money got irrelevant at Hunt Showdown, I just use Mosin and Dolches way more often. You usually just make several $1,000s every 5th match or so. So it's easy to play the meta these days. Mr. Bear was running a Spark Sniper and I'm not a sniper fan at all. So I just leave it there. For now. Also, I hear more steps. Is it their third? Probably not, because she doesn't seem to be bothered with picking them up. But this lady right there will be the theme of this video. She's taken an important role from now on for the rest of this match, so remember her. I realize she didn't notice me, so I try to follow her for a clear shot. At this point, I thought she heard me and went into bush mode. But after mistaking that zombie for her, I must admit I lost her. Checking that camper tree, looking for any movement, she's gone. I remember that Lebel and I hear an explosion. So guess what? I changed my mind. We are going back to Mr. Bear Mountain Man and get his Spark Sniper. Also a good time to check if they have been revived. Oh, and do you remember the traps? Boomy! I don't know if that was a zombie or any other PvE, or maybe an enemy. For now, I want to try to find the huntress from before, but I actually don't want to kill her, because I assume she will help me against the bounty team. I actually expect her to sit around the extract with maybe the same libelle that was hitting me while crossing the water. So I wanna play it slow and silent. But in a second my plan goes to the bin. Because what is this? Take a look at the scene again. There's not only the advocate in the bushes, but also another hunter to the far left, running towards Port Rica. I recall that I saw that movement while playing that round, but I would have had to check if it was a zombie or an enemy, so the bigger threat was the advocate, of course. A small intercourse here. Everybody talks about the sound in Hunt Showdown, and I totally agree, audio is super duper important in this game. And some well-known people might even say that you can see with your ears. And I also totally agree with that statement. But don't forget the plain and simple visuals over that. Train your peripheral vision to detect small movements outside of your visual focus. I'm neither a doctor nor a pro gamer, but I think the subconscious or even conscious perception of these things help a lot in getting better at shooters. Even if you don't react on these additional information, you still know that there was something wrong back there, and it will be easier to react on something like a shot coming from that direction. I quickly rushed for his cover because that is actually solo player behavior. But if he was to rest after the cooldown, I would have been too late already, so luckily he doesn't get up. I don't dare to loot, since this whole match feels like a slow-paced sniper game. I rather check for possible mates. Tower seems clear. But what is this? A turncoat running to the left. Another one? The same one? No idea. Crouching in the bushes though doesn't work too good versus snipers. Sadly, I didn't take the extra second to aim, so I only hit the shoulder. Another person is shooting me from the far left. Sounds like a Scotfield. I see some shadows in the bushes, but he won't re-peek. Did you hear the crows? I think they came from behind to my right, and I suddenly remember that female hunter. Maybe she's in the tower? Nothing to see. I still don't dare to loot the advocate, but I will take the Lebel Spitzer. I don't like snipers too much, but I consider a Zorngeist an upgrade from the Spark Sniper. Also the Spitzer for some cheeky headshots. I'm sold. Maybe she's the mate of the advocate and wants to come for a res. Hello there. Tell me you don't play scopes very often without actually telling me. I blindly chase after her, but she doesn't give a shit and continues running. Still, I have to check every bush for an ambush. Until I see her across the bridge. Okay, let's talk about my misses here. The first one was a millimeter too high. The second one was some millimeters to the right. Hit her arm, maybe penetrated her shoulder for a body hit. In both shots, I just overestimated her movement a tiny bit. First, she just stopped strafing. The second time, she just turned around and stopped walking. But don't you fear, we will meet again. We get another chance at the turncoat at least. Okay, this time I don't know what's wrong. Seems like he was just ducking away like Neo in Matrix. But he makes a big mistake. I suggest again to not duck down and pray for enough concealment versus a sniper. Rather go for the wiggle. But fair to say, he was very much in the open. No place to try to get to actually. We are missing his matey, that dark shadow in the bushes from before. This was just too much lead for a Spitzer, I guess. Okay, let's not stay here for too long. We still have that lady to my left. Returning to that advocate, I now assume he's a teammate of someone, since he should be up again otherwise. Bounty is in Puerto Rico. That's all I know so far. I'll fast forward a bit. I do revisit Scupper for the special ammo boxes in the boss lair. If I didn't know about them, I would probably have taken back the sparks from the advocate. I end up with 9 more Spitzer rounds, which is quite okay. Off to Rika. I miss my loose and hear some close quarter weapons. So I decide to make a circle and try to get some high ground. Maybe I can take out someone in that building. I see someone sneaking around that boss building over there, but now I need to wait for some time until something significant happens. Seems like they have a little sit-in. I can't even tell how many teams or if one side won and they just wait for me. Also, I remind myself of that black-dressed huntress. My nemesis of this match. She might be still around. I actually expect her to be sitting in the red building to the south. Considering we only have 50 minutes left, I finally decide to visit the red building, getting another angle and looking for other people. Don't take the ladder though. It's a sniper match. You want to be agile and hop in the door instead. Whoops, who's shooting me here? Should be an officer. And who is this over there? Bang, you're dead. Even without FMJ, Dolch owns. Ah, shit again. No headshot, but at least taken some health from them. Removing the window for better vision inside. Since I still have no idea who from which team I killed there, I gotta aim that corpse to deny the res. Little did I know that I just helped the trio killing their last enemy. But let's keep things in line. So some of you might think they just picked the bounty, you know that there is the other team alive. But it could be anything. There could be an enemy serpent slurping the bounty while there is still at least one of each team alive. It could also be just I killed their last enemy so they pick up the bounty. Or it could be his teammate picking the bounty because he's red skulled and they could res him. So I have to wait and see. Also we have that officer southeast or somewhere. I could have sworn to see some movement every time on a window that I don't have in scope. Paranoia kicks in. Some tip here. Go ahead and open your map to scroll and zoom in. This way you can get a better grasp of where the bounty is moving. Even though the lightning is a bit jumpy, you can still get a better feeling whether they are still inside or maybe leaving. Alright, I did my time in that building. Don't give them too much time to establish another angle on you. Let's go for that officer down there. Somewhere. I have no idea where to start. Here I just don't care to be sneaky. I already trampled enough for them to know. Also, they should have vision. So I removed that barrel with a decoy, just to avoid getting blown up when I have business over there. Oh, and remember me talking about peripheral vision? Watch this. Good night. Not gonna lie, I think that one was pretty clean. Steps down in the water by the trees. Also a shot. Let's scan a bit. Should be that ghillie hunter or maybe that turncoat or whatever I killed with the dodge through the wall. By the way, I finally forgot about my nemesis huntress in the heat of the moment. So I need to make sure nobody gonna slip through and wrest a loose mala. Sometimes, if you miss too many shots, do the unpredictable. Switch to your sidearm, even on that distance. It can work wonders. Take a look. Nice. Oh, what the actual... Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice... Nah, I'm just kidding. Once you get used to a dodge, you won't leave it at home that easy anymore. To be honest, I still don't know if we are done yet. Let's jump to the bounty and scan. What a round! Let's wrap this up. The two I killed in the beginning, while I was still carrying the crossbow, were just a duo. The advocate was the mate of the turncoat that I killed in the field crouching. His bounty was lying in the open field for half an hour, by the way, and someone burned him. It wasn't me though. It was actually also the turncoat I killed with a trap on a red barrel in Scupper Lake. Their third one was that what I think was a brown hoodie coat tier 3 hunter that I had banged with the Dolch in Rika. The Lutz Mala, the ghillie suit hunter, and my nemesis Lady in Black were the last trio. And one trio I didn't meet at all. And guess what my anti-huntress did back at the extract? Asshole traps. I actually could have died there and end this match with a ghost server. I'll leave you with those team details and call it a VOD. I really hope you liked this video. And maybe I even inspired some of you sniper haters to actually give it a try once. I always rather avoided scopes, but I was having a good time in this match, not gonna lie. Appreciate your support and hope I'll see you next time. Thank you and bye bye.